Okay, I am trying to go live on like 3 different social media platforms. And so I am just checking my Honest Sassy Mama page to see if this is actually working instead of just, there I am, sweet beans. Okay, so this is crazy because I'm live on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook here, and my personal profile all at the same time. So hallelujah. Okay, this is so cool. All right, guys. Now, this told me that I can actually have multiple chat messages from every channel all in one spot. So I'm going to give you just a second. Oh, yes, this is working. I'm going to have a freaking heart attack. Like I figured out some technology. Jan, hi. So you found me. Good, because I'm not live in my events since I decided to get a webcam and do this a little differently today. So I'm excited because you can hear me, right, Jan? You can hear me. You can see me. You can hear me. Yeah, yeah. All right, guys, we have a really awesome Sunday healing session. I'm going to talk to you about the power of words, and this is going to be a phenomenal thing for you. Hello, Angela. And then after that, I have Amber. She's hanging out on my cell phone on FaceTime. And hello, Jennifer. And then we're going to do a live healing on her. So I haven't talked to her yet, so I'm not sure what issues we're going to work on, but we're going to do that in a second, and I'm going to show you that. This is so cool because I can see all of you chatting to me and I'm not missing anything. Like, remember when I'm live, I can't see half of you. So this is so cool. Okay, I love it. So I'm using this software system in case you guys are like, why are you so weird? Well, because I'm streaming live on YouTube, Instagram, my Facebook Honest Sassy Mama page, and my personal Facebook page all at the same time. Hello, Lisa. Lucy, I feel like I just got a PhD in above the Instapot post, right? A PhD in technology. Okay, guys, so let's get started. Let's talk about the power of words. Hello, Barbara, because this is super, super cool. All right, when someone talks to you, there is this amazing thing that happens where whether you realize that you're doing it or not, you start to use whatever they're saying and it's transforming into a message for you, and you start picking up their energy, you start picking up their vibe, you start resonating with what they're saying. And this is something that Teresa, why are we saying darn? This is something that I do all the time where you were waiting. Were you waiting in my event? I decided to go live differently because I have this really cool platform now. So people used to be like, I can't talk to you because I feel like you're reading me. And I'm like, well, I kind of am, right? And then they're like, well, I feel like I'm being interrogated. Well, you kind of are, because that's just the type of person that I am. And I'm really closed off and don't like to get very personal with people, even though I'm all over on social media, right? Being super open. When I call it, like in real life, I have a really small circle and I'm very, very cautious about who I share my energy with when I'm out in public. You were in a different spot. Teresa, that is my fault because I was going to go live in my event and then I found this super cool software that I can go live on like all my social media platforms at once. So it's just crazy phenomenal. And you guys can actually chat to me from YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook, and I can see it all in one spot. So when somebody starts talking, like, think about it. You're like, huh, right? Like, you either get this like, ooh, I love this person. Like, they're so cool and awesome. Or you may be like, no, I'm good. So let's talk about sometimes when this becomes really apparent. So lately with my social media page blowing up over the Instapot PhD post, it brought a lot of new people that are obviously not hesitant to just say whatever they want. And, my old unhealed self would have gotten to a confrontation. And what does that say about me, right? When I get into a confrontation with someone on a social media post, it says, I have an underlying issue that's causing me to want to react. And they have an underlying issue that's causing them to want to put up a post that's creating a confrontation so they can get something out of it, right? I call these people chaos lovers. Teresa, you're hilarious. I love you. And so I don't want to give people ammo. And I used to do that. I used to be like, somebody would post something and I would want to respond or want to react to it. And then I realized, no, that's not healthy. I don't need to do that. So now, instead of looking for a confrontation back or proving myself right or whatever it is, I just delete their post. So whenever I see somebody post something negative on my page, it just gets deleted. No harm, no foul. And I put zero energy into whatever that person is saying, because I know ultimately, what are they saying to me? I have an underlying issue or something that I haven't healed from in the past. So I'm projecting that onto you by wanting to force my opinion onto you, or wanting to force that I think that your meme is stupid or that you can't spell or whatever it is. And so when we get to this point where we realize that's what people are doing, right? We can scroll past it, we can delete it if it's on our own page, and we can just not care, because we realize that that's what's happening, that underlying issue. So that's the first part of this, is understanding language, what people are doing. And then be aware of it if you're doing it yourself, projecting on other people yourself. Like, I've done that before. I know that I have projected my own problems onto other people when I was going through things. And so, like, it's easier to say, right? Don't take it personally. But really, you shouldn't. You shouldn't take anything personally that comes out of someone's mouth that's in anger or is negative, because it really is a projection of how they're feeling. So this is a really awesome thing that I'm going to share with you guys that I do. And I want you to, there's a lot of power to this. And some of you may be like, this sounds really weird, but I'm telling you right now, there is huge power in this. So I set up what is called a mirror boundary. And a mirror boundary basically is me mentally visualizing that I have a mirror around myself. Now, I allow certain people to get through that mirror. Hello, Rose. I have certain people that I allow to get through that mirror, because I don't want to project something back to, like, my kids or my spouse that's negative that they do to me, because I'm willing to absorb that, because I love them and I know that, they potentially have an issue, and I don't need to be damaging them more by projecting that back. But for anybody else, a mirror is set up. So if someone projects something negative toward me, then it bounces off of them and reflects right back at them. And it's a beautiful thing. And now you're like, how do I get one of these, right? Do I go to Target, Best Buy? Where do I buy one of these mirrors? It's mental thought process that you can do. Now, if you're like, I don't know, you can't do that, what are you talking about, right? Okay, guys, most of you know about Jesus walking on water, or you believe Jesus walked on water, or you've heard about Jesus walking on water. And why could Jesus walk on water? He has faith that he can walk on the water, so we can. You have faith that you can set a mirror up, and it actually, your brain believes it. I tell you all the time, be really careful what you believe, because you believe what you say, you believe what you believe to be true. So if I want to reflect, I had someone say to me one day, they're like, well, if you're really good at this energy thing and you can do energy healing, and you're telling me that negative emotions can reflect on other people and create problems, then why don't you just send some negative emotions to someone? And I said, okay, this is how this works. It's the channel of ethics, right? I can't pray for people, pray for help, that I can help someone to get over something, and then on the other hand, being like, but I'm going to send this person some negative energy, right? That's not how that works. So I can't ask for help and then be doing something negative onto the side. So I set this mirror up, because what you send out, I can automatically reflect back to you. If it's not positive, I don't want anything to do with it. So that, my friends, is what I call a mirror boundary. And it's really, really fantastic. You can set this up by just getting in tune with yourself, relaxing. If you're into meditation, whatever it is, you can just sit on the couch and relax, get away from everybody for a minute. And I just want you to visualize, I have a mirror and it's reflecting negativity back. The more you do this, the stronger it becomes, to the point where you won't even have to think about it anymore. And it is fantastic. You get into your head that, if someone does something negative to me, it's not really going to bother me, because it's going to go back to them. Guess what? You don't want to do anymore. You don't want to react. So you stop reacting. You stop spending energy on it. You stop giving them ammo, and you live without having chaos and confrontation. And it's beautiful. Okay. Remember that people that are negative are unhappy. So we don't want to live in that space. Someone said to me, okay, well, what about, you don't want to live in the victim space either. That's going to be our second thing we're going to talk about with the power of words. So I was talking to someone who was doing a session. She has a energy healing business. And she hadn't told me this before, but we ran into a trapped emotion. She started telling me about this story about her past. And I was like, are you sharing this story at all in your energy healing business? And she said, no. And I said, well, you should be. And she said, well, I don't want to look like I'm playing the victim. You're not playing the victim when you're using your story to help build other people, right? You're playing the victim when you use your story to get sympathy from other people. So if you're just out there like, I deserve this because I've been through this, so I'm just going to say, I want a discount on my meal, something like that, right? When you do it like that, then yes, you are playing the victim card. So there's nothing wrong with sharing your story. There's nothing wrong to reaching out to someone and saying, hey, I lost a child too. Let me tell you and tell you how I got through this, instead of, I lost a child too. Woe is me. So everything in life is unfair, right? There's a total difference between using it as a positive or grasping it as a negative. Now, let's talk about actual specific words that trigger stuff in your brain. So I'm going to tell you two statements, okay? They're both exactly the same, but I'm using different verbologies. Different words. They're not verbologies. I don't know where that came from. Something I made up. Okay. So first thing is, I'm going to say something to you. Don't think of a cat. What did every single one of you just do? I said, don't think of a cat, and every single one of you on here guaranteed thought of a cat. Thought of a cat. There was nothing you could do to stop it. You thought of a cat. So your subconscious doesn't like the word don't. It's kind of like your 2-year-old. When I say don't do that, what did my 2-year-old do? I mean, he's 5 now, so he's a little better. But if I say don't make a mess, guaranteed my 2-year-old's going to make a really big mess. So remember that your subconscious doesn't really listen to the word don't. If I say don't think of a cat, you still think of a cat. So here we go. Let's put this into perspective. I don't want to be fat. What did I just tell myself? I just told myself that I want to be fat because I said I don't want to be fat. And your brain pretty much ignores the don't. And it's like, wait, what? You don't want to be fat. So are you fat? You're fat because you don't want to be fat. So you must be fat. And therefore you're manifesting more that you're fat. So change your don't to I want to be something, because your mind listens to wants. I want something. I want to be at a healthy weight. Okay, I'm going to say those to you again. I don't want to be fat. You're going to change that to I want to be at a healthy weight. See how cool that is? Those are just little things that your brain does when it comes to language or words that you don't even realize that you're doing. I know, hashtag replay, huh? You're going to have to go back and do this again. Okay, now I'm going to give you some more, okay? These ones are really cool and they can be flip-flopped. So, right, you thought of a cat. This one is, okay, one of these is temporary. One of these is a temporary thought, and one of these is a permanent thought. And when I tell you what it is, you will probably be able to tell a difference between these, even though they are both about the same. If I say, I am angry, okay, I am angry. What do you think right now? You're like, she's angry, right? If I say to myself, I am angry, I'm like affirming, you are angry. If I say, I feel angry, that feels more temporary, right? That feels more temporary to me. So think about those two again. I am angry, I feel angry. The feel is more temporary. That am is telling you you are. So those are two other words, I am and I feel. So let's put this into perspective with something opposite, a positive. So I am happy or I feel happy. I feel happy seems really temporary, right? I feel happy, but I am happy is more permanent to your mind. So those, I am or I feel. So you want to use I feel angry, I feel whatever. That gives you like a temporary moment to be like, I feel like crap. But if you say I am fatigued, you're basically manifesting that it's a more permanent thing. That's just how our brain works. Really cool, huh? With just changing up little words. Then you can even go even further with the happy thing. And you've probably heard me talk about this before if you've been on any of my other videos. So now make sure that you're manifesting what you're saying in the today right now. Okay. If I say, I will be happy when I graduate from my master's degree, what's going to happen between now and when I graduate? I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to be happy anymore. This one is big for all of us right now, at least for me. If you live in Cache Valley or live anywhere where it's snowing and cold, I'll be happy when it's spring. Okay, friend, for the next 3 months, I just told myself that I'm going to be unhappy. So I don't want to do that. I say, I am happy now because every day it gets a little closer to spring. I'm happy now because every day it gets a little warmer. Every day it gets a little lighter. Every day, right? So manifest it in the moment. I'm happy now because I'm starting a new job. I'm happy now because I had plans to quit my job. So somebody might say, well, yeah, well, I'm not quitting my job for 6 months and it's making me miserable. Then you still turn it into don't say, I'll be happy when I quit my job. You say, I'm happy now because I know I'm quitting my job. I'm happy now because I am quitting my job. Okay. All right. Now, this last one that I'm going to tell you is really interesting to do this little exercise with yourself. So I want you to write this down. Tell me what it takes for you to be happy. Like, just give yourself one statement. Say, happiness to me means that I will la, la, la. Okay. So take a minute, ponder on that. Let me get a drink of water. I'm talking really fast. For those of you that are thinking and you're like, what is all this stuff behind you? So this is my smorgasbord of things that make me happy. And my husband's fantastic. And he's like, baby, you can have an 8-foot shelf and put all the knickknack paddywhacks that you want on it. So you can see my Ray Dunn collection. I have Jack. I have all sorts of stuff back there. Okay. So now if you picked something that your happiness is based off of, I'm going to give you a really good example of something that I had happen today with someone. I said, tell me the phrase that will make you feel happy. What is it? Give me the statement. And she said, I'll be happy when I get love and respect from my family. And I said, whoa, stop sign. And you know, all of us would love to have love and respect from our kids and from our family, right? But what the problem here is what just happened is I just gave all my power to being happy to everyone else around me. Okay, so think about the statement you just made. I'll be happy when. Is your statement something that is telling your head that it's something you actually can do? You can tangibly do. I can't make other people love and respect me. Okay, that's like me saying, I'll be happy when people on my Facebook page don't ever post anything negative. I'm giving all my power to everyone else. So make sure that your statement of happiness is not something that is giving away all your power. Love and respect are not something you can make people do. Okay. Now, here we go, bombshell. This is the last thing I'm going to tell you before we get here with Amber and work on her doing a body code session. Is my kid is screaming bloody murder in the other room. It's okay though. His dad is home. The number one way to give away your power with words. Are you ready? It's just one simple word. One simple word. Complaining. If you want to give away your power of words faster than anything else, complain. Complaining is the fastest way to give away your power. So there you go. Okay, guys, I'm gonna get on here with Amber now. So she's on my cell phone. I think I turned you down. Friend, can you hear me?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, somebody, I'm just going to move you, Amber. I'm moving you over without lighting you on fire with my candle. I'm moving you closer to my microphone. All right. If for some reason you guys cannot hear her, someone tell me. She's not talking yet, but okay. Amber, first of all, thank you for doing a session with me on Facebook. I won't call you my guinea pig.
You're welcome.
Okay. So I'm going to do Amber's session just like I would with any of you if I've never worked with you before. The only thing that I've asked her previous to this is asked her how old she was, just because I need that so that I can muscle test her age. Lisa, thank you for saying that you can hear her. Okay. So Amber, my dear, you've seen me do this, yes, right? You seen me do this before?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're doing this thing called the body code with her, and it's a really fantastic methodology. We're basically going to see what kind of things she has going on, and we'll talk to her in a second and ask her some simple questions. I'm just going to ask her if she has any physical issues going on, any internal issues going on, and potentially any emotional things. And then we'll ask her if there's anything else that doesn't really fit into there. Good. I'm so glad you can hear her because you know what? This is a brand new webcam that Dave just bought me from Best Buy. So, you know, hallelujah. Okay, Amber. So tell me about any physical issues that you're dealing with right now.
knee pain and a bulging disc in my back.
Okay, tell me more about knee pain. Is it in the right or the left?
Both.
Both. And rate it for me. Is it like on a scale of 0 to 10? 10 being it's horrifying.
Probably a 6.
Probably 6. Okay. Would you say it's the same in both left and right?
Yes.
Okay. And then tell me about your back.
I just have a bulging disc from an auto wreck I was in 3.5 years ago.
Okay. Rate that one on same on a pain scale of 0 to 10.
Probably a 5.
Okay. Anything else that's in the physical pain category? And it doesn't have to be something that you have right now. It can be something that comes and goes.
No.
All right. Anything that is an internal issue. So I want to know if you have had anything removed. So if you've had a kidney removed or a gallbladder or anything like that. And also if you've already been diagnosed with, that you have like a thyroid problem or something that's more along the internal.
So I've had my gallbladder out.
Okay.
And I have IBS.
Okay. Anything else internal?
That's all.
That's all? Okay.
Nope.
And then any emotional things? So this is just going to be you have a history of, most common ones are like sadness, anxiety, depression, things like that.
I have anxiety.
Okay.
And depression.
All right. I'm just going to put a plug in here for anyone that's like wondering, hypothetically speaking, I have never met a person that doesn't have anxiety. So I'm kind of just like perplexed by it because I think to myself, maybe anxiety is actually really normal and we think it's not. Anyways, okay. Any issues that you're having that don't really fall in the physical, emotional, or internal? These could be, nope. Okay. So these are, I ask the clients these questions because these can be things like I'm having an issue with a relationship with like my son or daughter or my spouse, or I'm having financial issues, or I'm having problems. I'm trying to go to school and I'm having issues. Anything like that can be this. Maybe you have a phobia. You're scared to leave the house. You can't drive any further than 5 miles away. Anything like that. Okay, Amber, let's see. Just for the sake of the fact that we're on here, we're going to do your knee. We're going to do your knees. Okay. If you do a session and Amber, you get a free session after this, because you did this live, then I also do a follow-up session with you just to make sure that we get everything and that you don't have any other issues that you want to work on, and just as a thank you. Okay. So we're going to do this cool thing where we are going to, I'm going to connect with Amber. So I'm going to ask for her permission. So Amber, is it okay if I connect to your subconscious?
Yes.
Perfect. So now we're just going to take a moment. We're all going to feel gratitude. You guys can help too. Positive energy that we can help Amber. You just can't imagine if you could see how much our energy affects other people, we would just be handing it out like candies in a parade. But instead, we hand people out. Oh, here goes my kid on his Power Wheels. Welcome to my life. Hashtag mom life. Okay. So Amber, I'm just checking. We're all connected and we're going to start right in here. I'm going to just ask for an imbalance that is associated with your knee pain. Okay. So I know you guys can't see it, but I actually have this really cool thing pulled up on my computer. It's got 6 different categories that we can go into: energies, pathogens, circuits or systems, misalignments, toxins, and nutrition or lifestyle. Somebody tell me how well my camera is picking up Tayson's Power Wheels, because if I need to shut my window, I will, but it's really hot in my office. Okay, Amber, here we go. So I am going to just start muscle testing. So you're going to see me doing this. This is a yes, this is a no, and I go pretty fast. And we're just going to breeze right through this. So you have an imbalance creating pain in your knee. Yes, we know that. Okay, so this is in the left and the right. We're going to just work on both of them at the same time. And this is going to be, it's actually coming up as a pathogen. Pathogens are really common, and once I tell you all of them, you'll know and understand why. But we're going to ask, is this a physical? This is actually a physical pathogen. And it could be a mold, a virus, a prion, a biofilm, a parasite, a fungus, and yours is a bacteria. So you can get a pathogen from eating food. You can get a pathogen from an infection. You can get a pathogen because you pick it up off of a surface. And sometimes our body can just clear it out. Sometimes we're out of balance. So how do we get out of balance? We could be tired. We didn't eat well. We've been sick. We're emotional. And then our body can't, like a 3 on the power wheels, then our body can't process it. So for some reason, at some point, you've had a bacteria in your body, and your body just a physical pathogen, and your body just couldn't clear it out. So we'll get rid of it for you by telling your subconscious to direct some energy to that imbalance, and it will get rid of it. Now, somebody's like, what do you mean? How can it just do that? Because your subconscious already knows that it's there, but you'll see in a second, she has some other things connected to it. So the subconscious just doesn't have the capability to be like, oh, I need to get rid of this first, and then this, and then that. Otherwise, we'd all walk around as these beautifully balanced people. But it knows, and so we can ask. All right, so this association with this bacteria pathogen is in the right. It's creating a misalignment for you in your skeleton, okay? And sometimes things are totally connected, and this is going to make sense. And other times, this part of your body has nothing to do with where your pain is, but it all just magically balances and works. So let's ask your subconscious, is this in your appendicular? So this is in your skeletal system. It's going to be in your lower limb. So this one potentially is in the same spot. Let me just ask, is it your leg, pelvis, or foot? So it is definitely in your leg. And now we'll just find it. So left or right? This is actually telling me that your femur is part of the problem. So that's the big bone right above your thighs, and it connects at your knees. We're just going to make a note that your femur is out of balance, okay? And there's an association with this. We're going to come back and figure out what that is. This is an energy. This is a post-traumatic energy. This is a physical trauma that happened. We're going to write this down. And this is a physical trauma that happened when you were about 41. Hi, I'm live on Facebook. Okay, thanks. Oh, this is why I just be real with people. I don't really know what that was, some kind of a drop off. But anyways, that was my 20-year-old. Okay, happy day. So physical trauma. So 41, Amber, hi. Did you have a physical trauma when you were 41?
Yeah, I was in a head-on crash.
Okay, head-on collision. So there's the trapped emotion associated with this too. When we experience something and we have an emotion and our body's out of balance, that emotion can get stuck somewhere in us. If you have a trapped emotion, you already have somewhere in your body that is out of balance, then a lot of times that trapped emotion likes to go to that spot. So for those of you that are like, I have chronic pain and I can't get rid of it. Well, every time you're out of balance and you feel anger, frustration, heartache, whatever, a lot of times that little emotion, if it doesn't process all the way, it goes to the same spot where you're already like out of balance. And so if you have chronic pain somewhere, you're already out of balance in your back or whatever, that's where they love to flow to. It's just the way that it works. Okay, so head-on collision. You have a trapped emotion. You have a compound trapped emotion. That just means there's more than one. You actually have 3. So these are going to be all from the same event, this car accident. So the first one is, and I just have this really cool chart. Your subconscious is going to lead me right to this first one is lack of control. Thank you, Rose. Have a beautiful night. Lack of control is your first one. Okay. The second one is going to be 3, crying, discouragement. So discouragement. And the next one is actually fear. So you have lack of control, discouragement, and fear. Those are all kind of bundled together that you experienced during your car accident, whether you're aware of it or not. Your subconscious knows that they were there. So now I'm just going to ask, do we need to know any more about them? No, we don't. Okay. So now we're going to do this really cool thing where, because I'm proxying for you, which means I'm connected to you, you're just going to see me use my little handy dandy magnet. We don't even have to have one of these. I can just use my hand, but I am a fidgeter and I love to roll this thing. So we are going to release these. And I like to go like this because we're going over the governing meridian and we're just thinking about all of this stuff going out through your toes. So Amber, you can sit with your shoulders relaxed if you want and breathe. Do you have to do this when we do a clearing? No. My kids lay on the couch with the dog with their feet up in the air on the cushions, and no, but you can. If you're very sensitive, if you happen to be an empath, then you can a lot of times feel this, especially when we do inherited stuff. So here we go. So we're going to release the lack of control, discouragement, and fear. So those are gone. And we always just do it with intention to replace these with a feeling of peace when you think about this event. And now we're going to get rid of that physical trauma that has gone on and gotten stored in your body. Physical trauma from your car accident is gone. Then we're going to align your femur. Okay, and we'll just do it with intention to do it in both of your legs. There is a possibility that one of them, the right or the left, may change more dramatically than the other one. And if that happened, we would just focus on the right or the left. But I'm gambling and I'm playing lucky numbers tonight. We're just trying to do both of them at the same time. And sometimes we can. I've seen this success with people's feet. I think maybe was it Lisa, who, or Pixie? I can't remember which one of you had bad feet. Okay, so let's see. Amber, tell me if you can feel a change in your knees.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said they were at a 6 before. What are they at now? She said definitely.
I don't feel any pain.
You don't feel any pain? Okay.
No.
In either the right or the left?
No.
Okay, guys. Amber, how much money did I pay you to do this session?
$0.
Okay. So she has no pain. Amber, I don't know. Someone said they lost me for a second. So hopefully you guys can still see me. Let's do something fun then for you. Okay. You want to see if you have an inherited trapped emotion that we can get rid of?
Sure.
Okay. Let's do it. That is super possible that you just had what I call a one and done. And sometimes you do have a one and done. So if for some reason your knee pain comes back, we'll just address it again. But let's do an inherited emotion for you. And I'm going to answer this question. So what happens? Like, does this come back? So the question is no, that exact issue will not come back. Let's say, for example, if she does have an issue in her knees return, it's associated with something else. You cannot have the same event. Once your subconscious gets rid of it, it doesn't happen. Now, if she happens to still have some weakness there, then what could happen? Maybe tomorrow she gets in a fight with, I don't know, Amber, who do you want to fight with? You get in a fight with your husband? No, that never happens. You get in a fight. You get in a fight with me. So I meet Amber at the Walmart and we just go at it. No, she has a trapped emotion. If she has a little bit of weakness in her knees, then that emotion might travel to that place until we get it all healed. I have ran into a couple people. I will say maybe 1 in every 25 people has some big resistance to getting better because whether they think they do or not, subconsciously, they don't want to heal. And it can be for lots of reasons. Even if you don't intentionally mean to, you could be not wanting to. Stetson, we love you. That's my child. Stetson, I love you still. We all love you. Everyone say hi to Stetson. Yes, I don't know what I was saying. But anyways, okay, let's do this. We're going to find you an inherited emotion, okay? If you want to, I'll even let you choose, or we'll just, no, we're not going to do that. Let's just pick. I was going to say, I'll let you pick which side of the family, but let's just find it. So inherited emotion, we're going to find an inherited emotion. So you definitely have a trapped inherited emotion. And I'll tell you what the emotion is going to be. It's going to be A5. Blaming, dread, fear. This is horror. Someone in your family felt horror. Okay. So I like to think of horror as like a step above fear. It's like I don't know, something horrifying. Like, you know, you saw an event, you went through something that was just horrific. Okay. So it's pretty bad. Okay. Now let's figure out, this came from mom, dad, dad. Okay. So this is mom. then mom's dad, then his dad. This actually goes back 21 generations. So we're not going to go through all the people because that will take a long time. But 21 generations, you have something that's been passed down. Now, Amber, tell me how many, tell me about your biological children. So just, you can just tell me there's a boy, girl, boy, whatever. What age?
Boy, girl.
Boy, girl, girl?
Yeah.
Okay, so, and these are all your biological kids?
Yes.
Okay, so boy, girl, girl. Now somebody will ask me and say, well, if you're testing, doesn't her subconscious know if they're biological or not? Yes, but guess what? There are certain things that can mess with your subconscious a little bit. So if you have accepted the fact that one of your children is yours, even if they were adopted, sometimes I get a weird muscle test saying that you potentially pass something on to them, okay? Because you can still be passing traits onto them just through your interactions with them. I'm going to move you, Amber, a tiny bit because... Okay, Teresa just said, my back pain was released November 29th and is still gone. Hip, hip, hooray. All right. Okay, so let's see if you pass this on to any of your kids. So I'm going to muscle test. Did you pass this on to your boy? Yes. Then your girl that's in between? Yes. And then your other girl? Yes. Okay. So that was the nice. That's a gift. You gave it to them all. Here's the beautiful part of this. Okay. When we release this from you, we're going to release it from your kids, and I'll muscle test and make sure it's gone. We're going to release it from your kids. And then we're also going to release it from your mom's side, all 21 generations. Okay. So this becomes a really awesome thing. I love doing inherited ones because I usually get really big goosebumps. And I mean, it's emotional because think about the things that go on in people's families where, you know, sometimes these are bad things like abuse, right? You're like, well, my dad beat my mom up and, you know, his dad beat his mom up. And like, how many things does this go back? So unfortunately, after people pass away, they still know about these things. And so it can be kind of a burden for you. I don't want to pass away and think that I had some inherited emotion or I had a trapped emotion that I passed on to like my offspring and now it's causing them problems. So we're going to get rid of that for everyone. So everyone before is cheering for you for breaking this generational emotion. And then everybody that's coming after. So this is going to be any of your kids that are here already or any of your kids' kiddos that haven't even made it yet. Okay. So it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. All right. Here we go. So this is going to take 10 swipes, takes a little longer, and then we'll get rid of it. So here we go. We're going to get rid of horror first. Get it? Okay, 10 swipes. And I just want to confirm with you that I am very good at this and in ignoring outside chaos. So don't worry that it doesn't work because my child is yelling for his cat. Okay? All right, so let's ask, did we release this from your kids? Yes, we released it from you and we released it from your previous generations. So yay, that's awesome. Awesome, awesome. Isn't that so cool?
Yeah.
Okay. What am I making for dinner? It smells fire. I don't know. I can't remember, Stetson. Chicken. There's chicken in the crock pot. All right. Amber, we have time, so let's do something else. We can do something like this. Because I'm sure that your car accident was probably a little traumatic for you, we can actually ask your subconscious. This is really cool too, because if you have a specific event, right, you know, something really horrible happened to you, we can actually ask your subconscious if you have an imbalance that's related to this car accident that we can get rid of. And you do. You have something else, which isn't surprising. So let's find it. So we're going to find this imbalance that's related to this car accident. And you may not be having an issue with it right now, but it could pop up anytime. And the way that things are connected, we don't always exactly know. So my 17-year-old was not throwing away any of his trash. And I have photos for this. And my 20-year-old that's on here can tell me, okay, or can confirm this. So my 17-year-old gave me permission to connect to him anytime that I want. Probably not the best thing to do, but you know, he said I could. So every time I go clean his bathroom, he has hordes of trash. He doesn't throw away any of his contact lens containers or any of his little wrappers that are from his cleaner that he puts his retainer in. So I was like, man, I get so tired of throwing all this away. Hordes of shampoo bottles. He's got in the pantry. Well, you're next, kiddo. In the pantry, he leaves boxes that are empty and doesn't take them out. So I decided that I was going to do something. I decided that I was going to do an imbalance associated with my kid throwing trash away because I thought this was a really good test. I'm not going to be biased. He doesn't know I'm doing it. And if this works, right, I'm like, this is so cool because he doesn't know. So I decided that I'm going to release an imbalance. So I just asked for one imbalance related to him not being able to throw his trash away. So it's been a week and a half. I went and took a picture of his bathroom. There's no trash out. So I saw him yesterday and I said, hey, just so you know, I released an imbalance for you that was making it so you couldn't throw trash away. And he said, what are you talking about? Right? Do you like that? Right? You guys know the attitude of the teenager. What are you talking about? Well, remember what your bathroom looks like? I don't even know what you're talking about. And I'm like, well, you had like 7 months worth of wrappers and stuff in your bathroom. And he's like, yeah, you threw them all away. I'm like, yeah, but I did an imbalance that's stopping you from being able to throw things away. And now you didn't do it again. And of course I got the, you're so dumb look, but it really worked. He hasn't left anything out. And I even asked Dave, my husband, I'm like, have you seen anything left out lately? And Dave's like, no. But the funny thing is I started realizing that I was doing it with all my little drink mixes. I was breaking the tops off and leaving them instead of putting them in the trash. So I'm not really quite sure how that worked out. But anyway, he throws everything away now. So it's really cool. So you can ask for an imbalance associated with anything. So now we're going to do imbalance from your car accident. So you have another imbalance from your car accident. It is a circuit or system. And that is going to be something to do with one of your glands. Okay. And this is an other gland. It is your parathyroid. So this is right below. It's associated in the same area. For some reason, this is out of balance. Now, sometimes people will be like, I don't even have one of those. Well, you don't. And so your body's out of balance. Like Mandy, who's on here right now, she had her gallbladder removed and your body doesn't like it when you remove things that you're born with. It sort of freaks it out. So you may just need to balance that area because your gallbladder is gone, because your kidney's gone, because your thyroid's gone. Teeth. When you take out teeth, after I'm done with Amber, I'll give you an example of a tooth one. Okay, so this is what your parathyroid is responsible for. It's depending on if it's low functioning or high. It can be creating kidney stones, nausea, bone pain, fatigue, headaches, all sorts of crazy things. Discomfort in neck and shoulders, difficulty sleeping, muscle spasms. You may or may not have any of that stuff, but that's just know that if it gets out of control, that's what you would have. So parathyroid is just saying it's out of balance. So we're going to find out how come it became out of balance. We know from your car accident, you have an energy that's trapped from this. It's emotional. And this one is just one trapped emotion of, you have a hidden one too. So I'm going to write that down. Sometimes when I'm working on you, I just get an impression you have a hidden emotion too, but this is a common trapped emotion. This is in B4, depression, frustration, and indecisiveness. So this is panic. You had a trapped emotion from your car accident of panic. So we're going to get rid of that for you. Here we go. And we're just going to check and panic is gone. Next, you have a hidden trapped emotion from this car accident. We're going to do that one for you too. Okay. So this is in column A, column A5. This is dread. So this is dread. And that one was hidden. Okay. So let's get rid of it. Here we go. Dread is gone. Okay. Awesome for you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, you're amazing.
Thank you. Okay. So I always have my clients do this and I tell you to drink lots of water because after you can process some of these things, but you just want to relax your shoulders And I just always have you breathe in and out really deeply 3 times. We call this grounding. So you're just basically centering yourself. Just kind of helps your body get back to its normal state, getting everything back into, and everyone watching, you can do this too. It's good for you as well, just because you're breathing. Breathing is so good. So it's overrated for us in our brains. Okay, Amber, I am going to let you go, and thank you for letting me do that. And then I'll reach out to you. I'll send you my link so you can schedule a session. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Okay, I'm going to still be live for a second, but I'm going to turn Amber off. Okay. All right, guys, if you're like, that was so cool, I want to know more. It's called the Body Code. Okay, and this is the methodology that I practice, and we can basically find anything that is going on with you. This will rock your world. Absolutely rock your world. Okay. I see the most phenomenal, crazy things. I'm going to tell you, like, I like to share. So we're going to talk about coolest thing I saw this week. We should just have that at the end. Coolest thing I saw this week. So yeah, Mandy, did you give this to me? I couldn't remember. Taysom was asking me about it. I couldn't remember if I just got it or you gave it to me. But anyway, okay, I was working on a client. She had a trapped emotion. It was a prenatal trapped emotion. So notice that I can't talk without doing this. I need my magnet. She had a prenatal trapped emotion. And so I was like, okay, prenatal trapped emotion means usually this is an emotion that you absorb from your mom. And so I usually ask, was this absorbed from your mom? And then I like to just find out if it was first, second, or third trimester. It's just kind of interesting to know. And when I asked if it was from mom, it wasn't. So I was like, this is an emotion that you absorbed yourself. And I got a yes. So it makes sense if when you were if you were in the, your mom's womb and she fell down or got into a car accident, think about the physical impact that would have on you, even though you were a fetus. So I was like, okay, it's possible to have an absorbed emotion. So I'm really, as a practitioner, I have to be really good about not biasing, right? I don't want to expect any answers. So I always go into things not expecting anything. I don't expect things to be connected. I don't expect that just because you tell me you have a back issue that we're going to end up with a imbalance in your back, because that doesn't allow this to work right. So I just go into my emotions, and her subconscious tells me she has the trapped emotion of lost. And I was like, I don't even know what that means. How do you get lost? Like, I'll be honest. I was like, how does a fetus get lost? So I'm thinking about like a fetus, swimming around in its mom's uterus. And I'm like, did you get lost? How did you get lost? You went more to the right than you should have. But I just let it go. I told her, like, I don't know. I don't know what that means. So I was typing up her notes, because after you do a session, I type everything up for you and send it to you. I do leave out all the personal information because I don't want to put that in there for you. So if you tell me something like, oh, I know what that trapped emotion was, like Amber already knew, we were already at the event, so we didn't have to ask her. But say that I hit a trapped emotion of frustration that you got when you were 13, I'll ask you if you know what that event is. And you can either say, yes, I do. And I can just say, is it yes, that? Or you can give me lots of details. You can say, well, Uncle Bill ran over my dog. And I can say, okay, and I'll ask your subconscious if that's it. But anyway, so as I'm typing up her notes, this lost comes up. And I feel this impression, and I suddenly know what it is. And it literally like smacks me in the face like a fly swatter. And I'm like, whoa. So I kind of just take a moment and I'm like, I know what her lost is, right? So I send her a message and I'm like, hey, I'm typing up your notes and I'm going to tell you what your lost is. Now, when I first started this, I was really hesitant to tell people things that I was getting as an impression, because I really didn't realize that I had that gift and it was happening. And then once I started telling people, it makes complete sense to them. Like I was working on someone else and I was like, I don't know, I'm seeing camping and a picnic. It seems totally crazy to me, right? And I tell her she has a trapped emotion of something. It happened at a certain age. I'm like, camping and a picnic? And she's like, I don't know. And then as I'm releasing it, she's like, I know what it is. And it was a family reunion camping. They were camping and a picnic. And so, or there was another lady that I was like, this has something to do with a car. And she's like, I don't know, nothing significant happened about a car. I just said, I don't know, it was the car, and it was a pretty dramatic emotion. And then same with her. She's like, oh my gosh, I ran a red light. I ran a red light at that age. And she had just her subconscious has buried it, right? It's still there, but she couldn't remember cognitively that she had run a red light. And like Lisa's saying, I still don't know my trapped emotion of frustration at age 12. And so sometimes it'll bother you because you may not know what it is, but your subconscious remembers everything. It's like the SpongeBob episode where he opens the drawer to his brain, right? And there's just filing cabinets full of stuff. So your subconscious knows what it is. And that's what's the great thing about muscle testing. You don't actually need to remember. So if you're like, I don't remember anything that's ever happened to me, it doesn't matter. We can still clear it out. Your subconscious knows, even if you don't. Sometimes it's just fun for you to be like, I think it's this. So there you go. Anyway, back to my story. So the lost, right? It comes to me and I have this impression and I know what her lost is. She was a twin. She was a twin. Ooh, I'm getting goosebumps. She was a twin. And when she was a fetus, she had a trapped emotion of lost because her twin, her mom lost the twin. It happened early enough that her mom's body absorbed it. So she didn't actually know about it, but she had a twin. And so I told her that. I'm like, I can't just keep this to myself, even though I know it sounds, a little out there. I'm like, your lost emotion is because you had a twin and you felt lost because you lost your twin. So beautiful things like that can be found. It's really, really amazing. Now, if you are interested, you want to know more information, or you're like, where do I go to sign up for this kind of stuff? My website is called blockedemotions.com. I keep my rate really low. So if you're like, how many thousands of dollars does this cost? I do this as a passion. Okay. So it's $35 for a session and it lasts anywhere from 45 to 60 minutes. I would say most people can clear out a lot of stuff in as little as sometimes one. Sometimes, like I said, it's a one and done. 2, 3, you can be some amazing, amazing results. So I'm just telling you that because you're probably like, well, how long does this take? And for everyone, it's different, right? Because then you get kind of addicted to it and you're like, oh, there's so many amazing things that I can do with this, right? So then you just keep coming back because now you want to work on your job or you want to work on your relationship with your 20-year-old. You want to work on whatever it is you want to work on. Okay. So beautiful thing. You can also do a couple of things. You can win some socks by sharing any of my videos. I need to post the socks for the week. I give them away on Fridays. You don't have to be on there live, but I also go live every Friday, 7:15 a.m. Mountain Standard Time during the week to give you a little emotional boost for the day. And I love to share socks and t-shirts. Okay. I'm not going to show you my socks because I don't want to stick my feet up in the air, but you can win socks. Call you out. I'll call you out all day. Then you can share the post of the socks, but you can do that as well. Now, if you want to be my person and you want to do a live, you can do like Amber did, right? So all you have to do is call. You just call me, put you on speakerphone. No one has to see your beautiful face if you don't want to. I probably can bring you on live on here. I'm not really sure yet. I'm just still messing with this. But son, you can be disappointed with me. I have never been disappointed with you. Hashtag take that. So you can come on here and let me do this live for you. It works the very best for me if you have a pain element because it's just easy to ask. If I ask you about an emotion, right, you might not know how it's been affected. But you also get a session for free after you let me work on you live on here. So it's win-win for everyone. Okay. All right, you guys. Stetson's obviously hungry. He needs his chicken. So I am going to go and mom it up. All right. I'm going to go mom it up and make some chicken. You guys, I hope you have a beautiful rest of your Sunday. Thank you so much for hopping on. Thanks for being patient as I worked out my new software. I think it is super cool. Hopefully I'm going to have to go delete some stuff since I was live on my personal page for a while and didn't know it. Probably looking like a fool, which is okay. I own it. I own the foolness. Okay, you guys, love you. Have a beautiful night.